I got my shop cleaned up, but over here it's always a big mess anyway. I had the top of this sanding table cleaned off, but for some reason it just seems to be a magnet for, you know, loose junk here in the workshop. I just put it there. I guess it's because I can't really put stuff on top of my table saw because I use it all the time. This over here rarely gets used for what it's made for. I do use it for the belt sander platform, but I really can't use it now because it's so cluttered up. I see that this part of the shop over here as my biggest problem right now. I got the other end looking pretty good. I got a couple of more things that I want to do, but minor things. But over here, coughing break. At some point in the future, I'm going to be building an addition out the front of my workshop here that'll extend it out another 20 to 24 feet and give me an extra space that's about 10 feet wide that meets up with this right here. So all this area right here will be wide open. But the addition is not going to happen this year. It might happen next year. I'll have to wait and see. I got a lot of other stuff I got to get done before I tackle that. In the meantime, I want to try to do something with this area, and what I really want to do is start with this sanding station that I made about 5 years ago. And I'll get this taken away. Third thing, I use this a lot now, so I really want to get that situated in a place where I can get at it. I also want to connect dust collection to it. See, I've got a vacuum inside here. Wow, there's a lot of dust in there. I got a vacuum inside here that works as the dust collection for this sander and for the spindle sander, but I would like to be able to have some situation where it would be automatic. Right now I have to undo it and move it, rather have some kind of a manifold set up so that it would, you know, collect dust from all three tools. The spindle sander is something I use quite often, but I only use the spindle sander on this unit. So it's kind of a waste. It's a little bit big. It's actually made to accommodate the belt also, which I never use. So what I was thinking about doing was building. I've got an idea for a spindle sander that I'd like to try out. I was going to build one, and that would be more compact. It would have a smaller top. You really don't need a huge top for spindle sanding. Normally the parts that you sand aren't very big. On this side I got the vacuum, which is great. On the other side I've got drawers where I keep sandpaper. I made this thing here, which is kind of a good idea for sandpaper, except the sandpaper tends to curl up whenever you lay it flat like this, and it really doesn't work well. So I want to get rid of that. The drawers aren't really used for any other purposes other than to put, you know, belts and whatnot in. So my point about the drawers is that I don't really use them. And it would be better if I put the things that are in here up on the shelf that's up on the wall above here. That would allow me to use the space in some other way. What I was thinking about doing was making a secondary tool holder that would be on kind of an articulated arm that it would swing up and sit above whatever tool happens to be sitting here. So what all that means is I want to build a new sanding station, but first I've got a couple things I want to do. I want to build a new disc sander, and I want to at least get started on the spindle sander that I want to build. Right now I'm going to take the vacuum out because it occurs to me that I haven't dumped the filter on this in a long time, and I saw all the dust here. So take that off and have a look. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at all the dust on there. Amazing. That'll give you some idea how much I use this sander. Look, it's like concrete in there, my God. So I gotta take that off and clean that. So I use a different method to clean this one. Got my broom handle, the wind is blowing good this way, so Yeah, this is the second filter I've ever had for this vacuum. The vacuum, bought the vacuum new back in 1990. And it's been working ever since. The original filter started to tear and break, so I bought this one, and it's a bit taller than the original, so I had to extend it up with a piece of threaded rod. It works great anyway. Just got to bring this out and dump this now. So yeah, the broom handle method is effective as well. You just make it like that outdoors and knock it out. I keep getting comments on my other thing, the one that goes in the drill. People say, well, if you blow it out, you'll get more of the dust out. Well, as soon as you turn it on the first time you use it, unless you're using a bag. If you have a bag in there, a different story. But if you're using it just like this, the first time you turn it on, bang, it's already dirty. So all your blowing is just a waste of time. Getting the majority of it off is what's important. I had a video this morning about these things here that I made to clean the blade, and had a couple of suggestions about, well, why didn't I make tongs to put them on? So I thought that was a good idea. So I made these here. Now these are fairly complex, but what I wanted was something that would spring open, and I use these two wooden springs in here to do that, and it works pretty good. I also wanted it open all the way so that I could soak the pad without trying to dribble it in there or something. Just put it on the can, tip it up like I did with the other ones. So yeah, so these will be the ones from now on, I think. The big advantage is that you don't get any solvent near your hands at all. It's not that I'm a big safety guy about solvents, it's just that lacquer thinner is really nasty stuff, and you want to keep it off your skin as much as possible. So these will help with that. I also made, these are interesting because it's kind of an offshoot of this comment right here, and that's, these are finger tongs. So they fit on your fingers like that, and you know, you can pick your meatballs out of the frying pan or whatever. I haven't tried them yet, I just finished them actually, but they seem to be able to work fine. It's just, you probably take a little bit of getting used to.